What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today I have another exciting unboxing to dig into for you guys. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it, everyone. Really helps get the videos pushed out there so more people can check them out. And feel free to let me know what you are carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. So we're going to use the newly acquired AD20. I'm not sure where these are coming from or where this is coming from. I think it is Kansept, but I'm not 100% sure. And it is awesome. So this looks great. Kansept has done nothing but kill it this year so far, and we are looking at the Baku. Yes, this is a model that I really wanted to check out. You get a 2-stage slider box, card, and microfiber cloth, as well as a fold over pouch. And inside, we will have our knife. This thing looks ultra interesting, guys. This isn't a brand new model. It did just come out fairly recently, but it's not a new model for like May. I think it came out maybe in like March, I want to say, or somewhere in that area. So it's still a fairly new model. We got some dual thumb studs and a flipper tab for the deployment. This is going to be a full titanium handle, and I said to them the copper infused carbon fiber that they're using is some of the best that I have seen, and I've had a bunch of it from a bunch of different manufacturers, and this is the best stuff that I have seen so far. Let's get this thing opened up. We have a nice titanium clip and back spacer there. And this is going to be a liner lock, so you're not going to have to worry about locking yourself out of this knife. And the really cool thing about this, guys, you might recognize that symbol there, the maker's mark. This is going to be a Greg Schob design, which he is the one responsible for the Fenrir. And the Fenrir is one of my favorite designs ever. I love the Fenrir. I love Greg Schob's design language. And when I saw, Kansept and Greg Schob, going at it again, which Kansept did the Fenrir for him, the production Fenrir. And it's an outstanding, outstanding knife. We have videos of the Fenrir up on the channel if you're not familiar. We do have a video including that knife coming up very soon. So this one is going to be coming in S35 VN, as you can see there, and Kansept does a great job on their S35. Now this has a crazy tanto, like an old Japanese style tanto blade. It's very overdone in the sense that everything is extended really well, and then we have a very thin pokey tip going out to the tip there. The secondary edge is going to really flow. You still do have that secondary point right there, but it's very, very subtle. So this thing is going to be, this was kind of designed as a poke and slice type of deal. Not necessarily a utility style knife because of that higher tip, but just a cool design in general. I love the lines of this knife, how the tip up sweeps, right, but then the tail end of the handle comes down. It's little things like that you kind of start to notice as you look at more and more designs, just the designer's flow and how each designer, or a lot of different designers, have a different flow of their knives. It's just really cool to pay attention to. And like I said at the beginning there, Kansept has been doing a phenomenal job all year long. Even going into last year, they have really put the pedal to the metal. So let's check this clip here and see what it looks like in the pocket. We'll get our issuing stitches Hank out here, and then we'll cover a little bit more of this knife. So pretty much going to be a standard milled clip. You will have a little bit poking out of the pocket there, And that's pretty cool how they chamfer the top end of that clip down. That's going to be a nice resting spot and a nice amount of surface area to grab this and pull it out of your pocket. Good retention on that clip. And then you do have an integrated lanyard hole back here with that titanium backspacer. You have a little bit of gearing, and then it goes into like a smooth backspacer up towards the top. Very cool design from Greg Schob. And then the access to the liner is good in the sense that there's plenty of room in there to get to that liner. When you look at it from head on, you can tell that there's plenty of room. Now, they do put a chamfer on the show side, but it's not a chamfer to the liner per se. But like I said, you can still come in from the side and get it, or you can just get it right from the face as well. So you're not really going to have any issues getting to it, even though they don't chamfer out there on the show side. It does keep it cleaner. If they can do it in such a way that you can still get to the liner or the lock bar, whatever it may be, if they can still do it in such a way that it's easy to get to, and the way they do the jimping there on the liner, it's nice and fine, which makes it very grippy. So it's very easy to get in there and access. And then, like I said, you're going to have no issues actuating this knife any which way because you don't have to deal with that exposed frame lock. And this thing has a nice little detent on it. The flipper tab is done pretty well. It kind of curls down and then back up again, and it has some nice fine jimping there. You can get a lot of leverage on it. I am interested to see how this thing cuts. It does feel like it comes down pretty thin. So we got a very thin piece of telephone book paper here. Yeah. This is when I can tell a knife is actually sharp. If it can cut this and bite into this telephone book paper, which pretty much disintegrates and crumbles in your hand as you hold it. If it can cut this cleanly, it's got a pretty good edge on it, and this definitely has a good edge. And like I said, this is going to be great for poking and slicing tasks. That tip is going to be ultra useful. Yeah, that thing is ridiculously sharp. Let's go ahead and check it on some cardboard. We'll grab one of our old Amazon Prime boxes. We'll go with the grain. I'm telling you what, guys, this thing is slicey, nice and thin. And that's me not trying. If you stay out of the choil there. Actually, that does have a little choil there that you can get a fingertip in. Yeah, that bad boy has a nice edge on it. But I absolutely love this design, guys. It's, you know, it's not with my typical preferences, but my preferences are all over the place. It really is going to be, you know, situationally dependent. I don't always look for something that is just a utility-based knife. Something like a Wharncliffe, a sheep's foot, a very low drop point. You know, in some cases, Tantos are very utilitarian. Not everything has to be that way for me in order to like it. Some knives I just enjoy because they're cool or they're very well done. Something like this right here is just something that's cool, and it's just going to poke and slice like a standard knife. It's not going to be a utility slicer. Now, you do have that fine point that goes out to the tip, and with a, you know, higher up wrist grip, you can use that tip for more precise work. And then I do like how they put a small fingertip choil there. It's more of a sharpening choil, but you definitely can use that for kind of a light duty fingertip grip here, kind of like what you see me doing here. I wouldn't necessarily choke. You could, I suppose, if it's something extremely light, you know, take caution when doing that. You don't want to get into anything, you know, very tough or resilient and try to be in that grip. I wouldn't think, because you do risk the chance of sliding up onto that corner there. But if it's something lighter, you know, you're just maybe breaking down some cardboard or whatever it might be, then in that case, definitely you could get up there a little bit deeper. But just a really cool design. This is something I told them, you know, from the time that this came out, I really enjoyed the look of this knife. It is nicely centered. There's no detent lash. There's no pivot lashing. There's no play up and down. There's no play side to side. Yeah, this thing is really well done. Kansept and Greg Schob make an awesome team, in my opinion. They've come out with a couple of really cool designs. Now, this is not for the people who are looking for those, you know, bigger, massive folders. This is not going to be it. This is going to be more of a mid-size type of knife. Even with XL size hands, I can still get a nice grip on this thing, though, in the standard grip here. I'm going to be right at the tail end, but still have a little bit of room down there to kind of maneuver around. And the cool thing is the way this is shaped, it is pretty comfortable in hand. You kind of have that pistol grip, that lighter pistol grip look to this thing. And then that tip really flares up above that pivot there. So it's kind of like a trailing point tanto. Very cool blade shape, very unique blade shape. Got a little ramp there with some jimping. Definitely a cool design from Greg Schob. Very well done from Kansept. I love the little accents with the copper infused carbon fiber. Just some really good looking stuff. You guys will have to let me know. What do you think of some of Greg Schob's designs? Do you like his design language? It's definitely a lot different than most designers do. He has something that's a very unique design language, in my opinion. If you look at the Fenrir and you look at some of his other designs, like the Baku here, he's just got a different aesthetic to what he does, and it's very enjoyable. He also does custom knives as well, and those also look very insane. You'll have to let me know. What do you think of Kansept, Greg Schob? I love hearing from you guys. Hit the thumbs up button. I always appreciate that, guys. And we release videos just like this one every single day. Hit that subscribe button. Ring the little bell. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I'll throw up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you for watching. I will catch you on the next one.